It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. Okay, go
It's a
ahead.
lot. So we'll do the new home orientation, and that's usually about a week before your closing date. Okay. So the new home orientation consists of an informational tour. What I'm doing is I'm walking you through your home, showing you everything, explaining everything, touching on warranty, telling you what to expect at closing. Um, and we'll be testing things. For example, before you get there, usually I already turned on every light in the house. That way, as you go through, we can just turn them off and you can see that they're all working. We'll check your windows, ensure that they open and close properly, smoothly, that they're operating correctly. We'll flush toilets, run sinks, open and close your cabinets and drawers. We'll turn on your cooktop, all that stuff. So you're testing everything. Before you've walked through the doors for your NHO, I've already pre-scheduled a few tasks that are common. They're almost generic for every single home, regardless. Doesn't matter if your house is beautiful, okay? I still have 1 week to make it more beautiful. So I've already scheduled out a drywall touch-up, another paint touch-up, another tile and grout touch-up, and another cabinet touch-up, because those are the notorious four that never end. It's eternal. It'll always keep going. Even at your closing, I promise you I'll find a scuff mark where the cleaner bumped the vacuum on a baseboard, or someone left a dirty handprint, something. It's going to be somewhere, something. So I'll probably have a magic eraser and a little bit of paint, and I'll try to touch up an area that somebody scuffed or something. So those 4 items off the bat, always have them on the form, your NHO form, for work to be done between then and closing. Additional items that we could find along the way through your NHO, I will add to the form. At the end of the NHO, you basically sign saying that these items, you want them completed before you come back for closing. When you come back for closing, we do one last quick walk. It's not like your NHO, which lasts between 1 and 2 hours. It'll be more like 30 to 45 minutes, because we've done the main walk. Now you're just checking that everything's still good and that the things that we listed have been taken care of. Should you be happy with the home and everything seems good, then you sign at the bottom of the NHO form. I leave you a copy and you can go close, okay? They'll have a key for me that matches the key that they give you at closing. I will use that key to rekey the home to fit that key, okay? I will leave that key with Larissa, the sales lady, or Courtney if she's the one that's here that day. And when you come back from closing, feel free to just run in the sales office, grab that key from her, and go enjoy your new home. Once closed, you enter warranty. At 30 days, they'll give you a call, give or take, to check on you. They'll do another call 10, 11 months down the road. You get that 1 year of main warranty and then 10 years of structural warranty.
What the main guarantee?
You get a book at the end that gives you all that information, but it's mainly things like, for example, you notice that the caulking got missed on a baseboard, or you see a baseboard that's broken or something that maybe we missed, because there's a difference between running through the house a bunch of times and you actually living here.
Right.
Now, I've never had a house where there's just a snapped piece of baseboard. I'm just giving you
And this is also a great time for your private home inspector, to come back if there's anything, that he notices, because he's looking on your behalf and making sure that everything is tight, not just what the county inspector requires. That's like minimum standard. So he kind of makes sure that everything is wrapped up properly. We'll just say that.
He goes into the aesthetics too.
Yeah.
The county coding is meant for safety and, like she said,
functionality.
Yeah. They're not looking at whether your paint is pretty or not. They're looking at is everything done correctly per installation. Your private inspector will go into all the aesthetics as well.
And he'll catch things like the caulking or like the window trim if something got missed, or all those little tiny things.
Now, generally after your NHO, I walk your entire house myself before they do the drywall touch-up, before they do the paint touch-up, before they do the cabinets and the tile and grout. And I can comprehensively tape your home for that. I used to be between the restaurant management and this, there was about a year where I was a warranty painter. So my job was to go in a house and fix all the mistakes left behind by production painters. So the painters here, I mean, they like me, I get them water and stuff, but they're always a little sad when it's time to come, because they know when it's my house that they're gonna walk in and it's gonna look like a Smurf village exploded. There's blue tape everywhere, okay, with notes and arrows and everything. So when it comes to your paint, your drywall, those things, my houses are always in excellent condition, but there's always gonna be something somewhere. And there is the standards of installation practice for those items as well. For example, drywall, the standard is if you can't see it from 4 to 5 feet away, then it's normal. You know, if you're on the wall like this with a magnifying glass,
Get your flashlight out, right?
You'll never end. It'll never end because it's drywall, it's texture, it's imperfect to an extent. So it has to fall within that code or standard. But your house will be beautiful at closing. I can promise you that. If there is an item that I was not able to handle before your closing, for example, let's say you came to your NHO and we found a drawer that has a crack. It wasn't there before. Some guy came in the day before NHO and leaned on it and broke it, whatever the case may be. Those things happen. They can. Then at your closing walk, I will have another form called the Promise to Complete form. I will have to add that shelf or drawer or cabinet or whatever it may be, because it's something that normally has to be ordered and could take 3 to 4 weeks to deliver. So I wouldn't be able to fix it before closing. So you would sign off on that form as well. I'd give you a copy, I'd keep a copy, and it is Dreamfinders letterhead, so it does oblige us and hold us to that like a contract saying that we owe you this, we have to fix this. And then I would just have to schedule through you saying when are you available for the guy to show up and fix it. But that's about it.
Can I speak to one point on that?
Yeah, sure.
So this is where it's a little bit different between buying brand new construction and buying resale. So if you were buying a resale home and this same situation happened and you went to the walkthrough and something was broken, it was not in the manner which you agreed to accept it, at that point we would say, we're delaying closing today until this is completed. I'm not buying a broken something that wasn't agreed to.
Sure.
With builders, it's a little different. They work to what's called substantial completion. So that means that if the home is safe, functional, you have your certificate of occupancy, you've been blessed, everything is good to go. Little items like that he's talking about are not a reason that they would let you delay closing, because they say the house is substantially completed, you can move in. Sorry, you've got a little delay on this cabinet or whatever, but you know, again, it's in the next shipment, it'll be here soon. So, you know, if you walk through, you know, it's just one of those things that's why the Promise to Complete and their letterhead, because it does hold them to a little bit of liability, even though you have to be kind of trust on faith that it will get completed and you have to complete your closing. You can't delay. But, you know. Yeah.
It's noted there, it's signed by you and by me.
What if it's something like more major, like a broken window?
You won't have a broken window unless the day of closing somebody rides by and throws a rock through your window. That's the only. I've never had a broken window at a closing. Once again,
I've had delayed windows.
Anything's possible. You know,
a weird shaped window delay.
That's well, even then, if it's weird
shaped, an appliance delay.
The appliance, yes.
You know, things like that.
But a weird shaped window that should have been taken care. Your window gets installed during framing.
Yeah.
So for him to get to closing and still have a weird shaped window to me means that he didn't ever step foot in that house.
Supply chain issues.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
That's a long time though.
It was, yeah.
Wow.
It was a little while.
Anything's possible. Okay, like I said, I've never had a house be a catastrophe at a closing. I can promise you that. Every house I've had has been very, very pretty, and if there were some items, they were very minute little things.
If it was anything that affected, you know, your health or safety of living in the home,
Yeah.
we would ask for a delay so that you guys could move in and feel like you were secured in your premises.
Yes.
Anything. So like a window, I would say this is not, you know, a closed environment. Anybody could come in, you know, this is not safe, or we need to wait until we can secure the property. So like that, we would be able to kind of like push back a little bit.
My houses at closing, 99.9% of the time look like this. And this actually has a little more wear and tear because it's a model, so there's people in it every day. But I've, you know, I can't think of any time where you've been missing something major, like an entire cabinet or a top or a window or.
And ideally, he's in these homes enough, especially, you know, it's kind of like the point of, you know, authority. He's in these homes enough to say,
Right.
hey, we should have had that in a week ago. Why isn't that in? So hopefully it never gets to that point, you know, of
That's an
a
everyday
crazy
conversation.
delay. Yeah.
That's an everyday conversation.
So how
Hey,
many houses do
get
you
this
build
done.
at the same time?
They try not to go past 25.
Wow.
Okay. I'm currently at 9, but because we have Lakeside, 5 new ones come out every week,
Uh-huh.
and it rotates. There's 3 of us. So I last week got 5. This week, the 5 that are released belong to someone else.
And you have a
Next
crew
week.
for each house, or how does it work?
No.
Is
There's-
depend on the
There's a
pace?
couple. There's a couple crews for each vendor, maybe 2 crews. So you have to stagger build. That's actually a good question. It's not like a restaurant where you sit down and because you got here first, your food comes out first.
Mhm.
That's not how this works. Every house is unique. Every house has its own unique set of challenges and obstacles that we have to overcome. Every house has its own set of unique delays and things that happen. So a house that started after you might finish before you. A house that started, or you might finish before that,
Right.
you know?
Right.
But it's not something that you can gauge based on your neighbor. Oh, well, he's got tile already, why don't I have tile? That's not how it works, you know? They're all different models, they're all different sizes, they're all different options and selections. And they all run into and encounter their own unique issues along the way. There's no such thing as perfection in house building. There's attaining a standard of quality, you know? So, I haven't had anyone close on a home and call me later and say, well, my house is terrible. Everyone's told me that they love their house, you know?
Good.
The things that they've encountered are the normal things, your settlement cracks, your things like that. So that's the building process as a whole, okay? If you do, once again, have any other questions, just let me know, but let's run through your selections real quick, and that should